This video, I believe, wishful thinking, I will be in the mountains skiing for a final time this winter season in Colorado. So hello and good morning. I wanted to make sure that I did leave you with something to dive into on this mindful morning practice with a little mini guided meditation at the very end. Let's get started. Go ahead, and if you have blocks are going to be great. Perhaps a little cushion for underneath sit bones. And at this time, friends, you might push pause on this video, maybe play a little tranquil music for you in the background of your home, of your space. Maybe light a candle, right? Let's get creative and in a little bit of this luxurious mindset, shall we, before we begin. This video will be just about 30 minutes to make sure that you are off and running and moving on throughout your day. Definitely always an honor, always a pleasure to be with you, right next to you, guiding you through your practice today. As you do take your seat, rearrange your mat space to whatever feels comfortable. Just open up the listening ears for right and left side, making sure that you feel good, that we do hit both sides evenly. There we go. And awesome. Come join. We're going to start with two peace fingers, getting grounded. This is called Bhu Mudra, one of my favorite mudras of the yoga practice. Very earthbound. And so as you do strike those peace fingers against your mat, roll the shoulders, close thy eyes, and think about the best posture. Think about heart leading you into your week. Perhaps it brings a little smile of joy to your lips, mindset. Take a strong inhale through the nose. Releasing exhale out the mouth. I want you to think about releasing your weekend, releasing anything that is not supported of your yoga, releasing it now. Feeling heavier? No, feeling opposite of heavier, feeling lightness in shoulders, right? Feeling lighter, drawing the shoulders away from the ears. Perhaps feeling heavier and anchoring in the sit bones. There we go. Without further ado, flutter those eyes open, friends, and reach the arms up to the sky. Perhaps interlace the fingers and allow for this side stretch over to your right. Let the breath go. Come through center, side stretch over to the left side. Let the breath go. Big inhale sweeps you up. Flip those palms up to the sky. Draw them towards me, perhaps around the back behind you. And as you open and rise back to your tall seat, find a cactus of arms. Oh man, and let's repeat. Inhale, rise those arms up, interlace the fingers, side stretch over to your right. Big reach, let the left elbow fall heavy, anchoring it down. Big reach up to the sky, flip the palms, reach them forward, round in the spine. Think about a beautiful cat back. And then as you inhale, rising up, lower into a cactus arm. And then find a little twist side to side. This could be bigger movements, friends. We're waking up today, rise and shine, right? A little twist. Perhaps float those arms, finding the twist. Not that there was stress in my week, but I'm just letting some things go, friends, right? And then from here, go ahead and shake out those wrists. Shake out the forearms. And then see if we can open those palms, laying them on the lap. Woo! Feeling lighter, feeling like $1,000,000 already. From here, friends, go ahead and transition to a tabletop. I'm gonna remove my little beautiful, cute little bolster to the side. As I plant my palms, I'm rooting into the knees and dive into full cat and cows. And friends at home, these cat and cows can be anything you dream of, right? So go ahead and take maybe a big spiral back into the hips, kind of floating through barrel rolls. Still allowing the breath to be a part of each movement today, each expression. And then once we do arrive in tabletop, go ahead and pedal to those feet. All about release today, right? A little bit of release. And as we do nestle into tabletop, big stretch of the right leg. Grow it long. Anchor those toes to your mat. Press them against the mat. And then dive into a switch. Take on a few more as we anchor one leg back. Every time I meet myself on the mat, I think about pouring something out. Like I have these little jars, perhaps aligned around my mat, and I'm just pouring emotions out, frustrations, perhaps, self-conscious thoughts, daunting thoughts, right? So just kind of allowing for this time on your yoga mat to find a little bit of a release, right, if we can. And then this is not an easy stretch, friends. Roll the toes, sit it back, and just relax in this toe stretch, right? So we're bringing some attention to soles of feet, letting the palms just nestle onto the lap, feeling that stretch in the feet line. We need those feet to anchor us into our flow. On an inhale, big sweep up. If you have the blocks in front of you, reach for those blocks or bring the palms to the mat. Walk the blocks under the shoulder line just a bit more. Big anchoring up. Think about a narrow downward dog as you kind of mummy walk forward, right? So I'm in this kind of really stiff position. And then once my toes are close to either your wrist line or block line, dive into a heel lift, toe lift. You're gonna see those little micro movements throughout your practice today. So kind of rocking the boat is what I call it. Ooh, the whole back side of the body stretching, opening hamstrings, finding that space to breathe. And then I'm gonna let my blocks go to the side, grab the crooks of the elbows, and find a little bit of this deeper ragdoll. And as we're in this ragdoll, let the arms go, shake the head, yes. It's gonna be a beautiful week, beautiful day, especially starting off with our Mindful Monday practice. And on an inhale, big sweep up. Take your time, rolling through the spine. Head is the last to lift, rolling through the shoulders. And then a little bit more release. I feel it, friends. Go ahead and dive into just kind of these sways, letting the arms dangle, kind of bouncing off the hips and the low back. Awesome. A little bit of a bounce in the thighs. Big inhale, sweeping up. Say hello to that tall mountain stretch. Shine the palms forward. Take a bow, leading with heart into your forward fold. Head dangles as well. Halfway lift, squeeze to the shoulder line. Exhale, surrender into your fold. I love gripping around my calves to kind of pour my nose in between the knees. Another halfway lift, lengthen through the spine. And then this time, hands come to heart as we rise to that tall mountain, getting a little bit stronger with these half sun salutations. Take another bow, surrender to your fold. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise, greet that tall mountain stretch. Find this kind of sway side to side. And I got a little bit more energy. This is kind of midday during the week where I'm recording this video, but I do think that you'll find some gratitude towards it on a Monday morning. We'll bring hands to heart. We're gonna step the right leg back. Notice that I barely stepped back on my mat, just enough to have a little bit of a split stance. And maybe gripping at the hips, you take on a pyramid stretch. If the blocks are there, let them greet the palms. The blocks aren't, fingertips kissing the mat. Inhale, halfway lift through this pyramid stretch, and then using core and using back inhale as you rise. We're gonna twist away from our pyramid, so finding this trunk rotation. So we're twisting towards the front foot, friends. And then inhale, big sweep up. Step the back foot up, greet that mountain pose, chair pose as we sweep back. Inhale as we rise. Second chair pose, exhale, perhaps dig a little deeper and find a nice breath of hold. Not holding breath, but just finding a hold and shape, but still breathing through this shape. Beautiful rise to tall mountain. We're gonna bring the opposite leg back, perhaps the left leg back, anchoring in, hands come to heart, feeling that little pyramid stretch, not too much of a step back. Take that bow into your pyramid. Again, fingertips to the blocks or to the mat, supporting this fold. Halfway lift, squeezing through shoulders, and then a full lift, rising tall. We're opening up to the front foot, finding a little twist through pyramid stretch. And then inhale, anchor in, step the back foot up, mountain pose. Cactus the arms as you lead into your third chair. Holding your chair pose, bring the elbows, wrists together, little high five of palms, and then a strong open. Take on 2 more, exhale, pull in, and it's almost as if I'm holding weights, friends, at my palm grip, right? It's like really feeling activation of shoulders. Nice. And then from here, closing the hands in Anjali Mudra, palms to heart. You may test the waters if you lift off the heels. Heels lift, toes might barely lift. Repeat, heels in, toes lift. Heels in, toes lift, and then we rise. Nice job. Take a fold, exhale a breath, lead with heart. Blocks or the mat, friends. Drop to the knees, take your tabletop. Beautiful work. Anchor back, child's pose. Take 3 breaths. Two breaths. One more strong inhale. Strong exhale. Beautiful. Rise back to greet that tabletop. We're going to stretch the right leg long, friends. Big reach behind you. Long line through torso. Step that right leg through. Not easy. Help it along. Roll the back toes. And then palms pressing to mat of the blocks. Inhale as you rise deep into that crescent lunge. We felt this last week. We're going to bring it back to life here a little bit more. I don't know if you can see my front foot, friends. I'll remove the blocks for you as you just hang out in your crescent lunge. But I do wish for that front heel to lift. Heel will lift, airplane. Whoa, doggy, yes, feel that balance. Inhale, opening up to warrior 2. Drop the front heel, spin on the back heel. Warrior 2, friends. Awesome. Bring those arms up to the sky, extend through the front leg and float back to warrior 2. Repeat, inhale. Back to warrior 2. Very nice work. Side angle stretch as we drop the front arm, back arm kind of reaching towards the top edge of your mat. And then gaze at the front toes, friends. Low lunge, top of the mat space. Very good work. Go ahead and kiss the back knee down, rise up tall. And then anchoring hips back. Front toes are going to lift. Hello core, hello hamstrings. Drop the front toes, inhale, sliding back into the hips, forward into that crescent moon. And one more, toes lift, anchor back, steady. Inhale, rise. Beautiful. Frame that front foot. Take a little switch. Front knee, that right knee back under the hip line. Take a little sway, swaying in your cat's tail. I'm going to come back to my blocks, friends, making this movement a little more accessible in my body. Left leg strikes back. Exhale, send that left foot forward. Not an easy shape, right? Anchoring into those blocks, roll the back toes, brace the belly. Inhale, full rise. Greet that crescent lunge. Here we go. Front heel is going to lift, airplane behind you. You see that heel lifting? Yep. Are you lifting at home as well? Drop the heel. Inhale, rise. Exhale, repeat one more time through. Heel lifts, arms soar behind you, strong inner thighs. Warrior 2, drop the front heel, spin on the back foot, embrace that warrior 2. Nice job. Side angle stretch as we lower that front arm. Top arm reaching up and about. Big reach towards the front of the mat. Gazing down at those front toes. Beautiful. Come back to that low lunge. Kiss the back knee down. Beautiful. Inhale, rise. Anchor the hips back. Pull the arms behind you. Front toes lift. Inhale, root back into crescent moon lunge. One more, friends. Anchor the hips back, front of the toes lift, and arrive back into your crescent moon. Beautiful. Frame the front foot, dive it back into tabletop, and then anchor back into that child's pose. We get one breath here, friends. Deep inhale, deep exhale. And then anchoring those fingertips a little more forward. Lift the head, lift the heart, dip the hips down. I'm going to call this swan pose position. Your heels might come close to the glutes, and then dip it back to that active child's pose or puppy pose. One more, anchor the hips forward and then heavy towards the mat, heels kiss towards the glutes, and back to child's pose. Arrive into your downward facing dog. Anchor the hips up. All right, friends, we're going to repeat that with a little extra flair. It's going to be right leg lifting high, three-legged dog. Exhale, lunge. Plant that right foot between the palms. Here's where the blocks can come back under the hands. Inhale, rise to crescent. We're back into airplane with that front heel lifting, wozers. And then arrive to your warrior two. Drop the front heel, spin on the back foot. We have a reverse warrior this time with that heel lifting, the front heel, friends. Wow, beautiful kind of spider position. Drop the front heel, side angle stretch. And take a peek at that front toe. Frame it, low lunge, top of the mat. Drop the back knee, crescent moon lunge. Anchor back, bring those hands behind you, front toes lift, hamstring stretch. We're gonna hold those front toes as they rise and hands come to heart. Talk about some power this morning. Drop the front toes, beautiful work. Frame that front foot, high plank this time. Lift the back knee, slide the front foot back. Breathe into this space, anchor the navel close to the spine. Allow for the heat of the body to be felt. Even noticing my breath rising just a bit. Push back, downward facing dog. Inhale through the nose. Exhale out the mouth. Inhale, left leg lifts high, friends, three-legged dog. Exhale, lunge, plant that right foot, help it along. Blocks might help rise you into that crescent lunge, big stretch. Lift that front heel, friends, airplane the arms behind you. Beautiful, and rotate into that warrior two. Drop the front heel, spin on the back foot, anchor in. Front heel lifts again, finding that reverse warrior. Oh, such a power pose. Drop the front heel, side angle stretch. Beautiful, gaze down at the front toes. Find that frame, feeling gripping of the fingertips, low lunge, top of the mat, slide that front leg back, high plank. This time we're gonna lower to belly, drop the knees, lower to the hips, belly, nose kisses the mat, tops of the feet flip flat. Say that 3 times fast. Flip, flip, flat. Inhale, lift, rise, head and heart off the mat. Exhale, lower. This time open those arms to super cobra. So we're widening those grips, kind of outside edges of the mat, elbows striking up. Inhale, super cobra, bigger back bend felt. And then exhale, lower as you slide the elbows under the shoulders. Walk the palms forward, Sphinx pose. Give yourself a little kick and a little bit of this, I kind of call this like a tantrum, temper tantrum, right? But it's a controlled temper tantrum as we kind of drop those toes down towards the back of the mat. Letting those feet fall heavy now and flat feet, right? Go ahead and find a little bit of mobility through the neck space. Come through center, take a peek over the right shoulder. Pass through center, take a peek over the left shoulder. And arrive back to your center, friends. Beautiful. Go ahead and drop on down to the belly for just a moment, maybe stacking the arms, resting the forehead onto the wrist. Notice how the body feels. Where is the breath? Are those cups that are lining around the edges of the mat, are they being filled? filled with things you don't need to carry into your Monday, into your week. Depleting in a good way. Here we go, friends. Stack those hands under the shoulders, roll the toes, arrive into tabletop. As we do, make sure that you can brace the belly as you rise high on the knees. As we anchor the hands to heart, roll the toes, sitting back into that beautiful toe pose once again, and then a big inhale, rise. Exhale, sending the hips back into those heels. Inhale, rise, squeeze the glutes. As the palms plant, we come back to downward dog. A little quicker, friends, right leg lifting up, three-legged dog. Exhale, low lunge, top of the mat. Inhale, rise, crescent lunge. Right away, we're going to push into that warrior two. Front heel is going to lift. Anchor, sink deeper into that front thigh. Reverse warrior, maybe with a half bind. Keeping that heel lifted, side angle stretch. You can do this. And then anchor that front heel down. Big push back into warrior two. Frame that left foot. Very good work. Drop the back knee, rise tall in the split stance. One bow backwards, left toes lift. Shoulders above the hips, hands to heart. Nice job. Drop those front toes, frame that front foot. High plank, picking up the back knee. Push back, downward dog. Other side, friends. Left leg lifting high. Exhale, low lunge. Inhale, rise, crescent. And push into that warrior two. Front heel lifts. You got it down. Reverse warrior, maybe the half bind. Front heel stays lifted, side angle stretch. Nice. Front heel drops, pushing back into that warrior two. Frame the front foot. Kiss the back knee down. Rise, crescent moon, and take that bow behind you as those front toes lift. Hands to heart, shoulders above the hips, hold steady. And drop the front toes, bend back into that front knee, arms rise. Low lunge, top of the mat, pick up the back knee, high plank. Chaturanga time, friends. Go ahead and shift forward, high to low, use that core. Inhale, finding that up dog. Knees are lifted, tops of the feet flat, and downward facing dog. Yes, my friends. Inhale through the nose. Exhale out the mouth. Inhale, gaze to the top of the mat space, bend the knees. A little hop if you're feeling it, or steady walk to the top of the space. Forward fold, head dangles. Slowly rise, friends. Greeting that mountain pose. Big breath, inhale. Hands come to heart. Beautiful work, friends. Nice job. Even in this stance, it's really common to find a little back bend, so tuck that tailbone down. Lead as if you wish to lead, right, into the best day. So we want to lead in this upright position, leaning forward with heart. This is not an etiquette class, friends, but we are building confidence in our yoga practice. As the arms reach up, lift those heels. This is our final little challenge today. We're going to sweep the arms behind you. Heels are still lifted. We're anchoring into drinking bird. So instead of chair pose right away, we found heels already lifted in our tall mountain. Yes, go ahead and bring those palms forward like we're pushing negative energy away for the week, right? Little pump of those arms. Still in this drinking bird, always dropping the heels if you need to. And then those heels will drop. We anchor in, we settle in, hands come to heart. And we rise to tall mountain and perhaps bring those thumbs to the third eye. Closing the eyes. Oh, what the body can do in 22 minutes. Right, very good. Go ahead and bring those arms to the side. Shake out those wrists, hands, fingers like we did in the beginning of practice. And roll the shoulders back. Taking our final bow as if we are saying thank you to our mat, forward fold. Whatever is easiest, friends, you're gonna pop a squat, have a little seat, right? Perhaps bring ankles together back to Sukhasana. We'll take a gentle twist over to our right. You might grip that right knee or right thigh. Allow for the breath to come back and catch you. Pass through center, take on that twist opposite direction, maybe gripping that right hand around the left knee. We'll arrive back in center, closing those knees together, giving yourself a beautiful, well-deserved bear hug. Bringing the chin towards the knees. And then we'll stretch those legs long. Little staff pose here. If you have a little bolster or pillow, it might be waiting to nestle the back of the head and shoulders. We'll bring those arms forward. A little bit of core strength as we recline back. And when I say we, I mean you. I'm gonna stay upright, guys. Well, I'll take another drop, just one drop for a moment. I'll guide you to your Shavasana, friends, getting nice and cozy, wiggling out anything that needs to be wiggled out. Please stay where you are as I prep for our little very mini guided meditation. As the eyes begin to close, friends, and you let that beautiful mini flow nestle into the body, marinate into the body, I have just a very small mini poem to share with you today. You might even have a little bit of energy, residual energy floating through the feet with all those heel lifts and toe lifts. Those were done on purpose to feel more grounded as you enter into your week. I have a small poem and then a mantra to deliver you for your week here. Take an exhale, a breath. Inhale, a breath. Settle into a natural rhythmic pattern. This small poem, friends, is called The Precious Human Body. The precious human body. The human body at peace with itself is more precious than the rarest gem. Cherish your body. It is yours this one time only. All worldly things are brief, like lightning in the sky. This life you must know as the tiny splash of a raindrop, a thing of beauty that disappears, even as it comes into being. Therefore recall your inspiration and aspiration. Resolve to make use of every day and night to realize them. The precious human body. Leading you and ending this practice with you with a beautiful mantra. Mantra, as you dive into your week, friends, is with a greater sense of grounding and centering, I move forward in life fearlessly. With a greater sense of grounding and centering, I move forward in life fearlessly. Please stay in this shape of rest as long as you can this Monday morning. It's always an honor and a pleasure to be beside you, next to you, rooting for you in this precious human body and in this precious human life. I send you peace throughout your week. I send you more mindfulness even after this practice closes. I will see you soon, friends. Thank you for joining.